let's talk about the role of judgments on the spiritual path, because that's one of the things that people like to bandy around is don't judge. So I'm Jason at awakendessence.com, and let's smash some myths. In terms of the 4 ingredient overview, what do you want? What are you doing about it? Well, if you want to awaken, then you need to understand pillar 2, or ingredient 2, sorry, your structures, which is what most of the 9-pillar framework is about. So when you're operating within your structures, then there is definitely important places for judgments. And if you don't like the word judgment because you're judging it, then use the word discernment, You can use the word being intelligent and acting responsibility as a judgment too. And then the 3rd ingredient is the evidence. What's the evidence around judgments? So we're going to dig into the structure of a judgment and what it is, and how you use ingredient 4, your volitional attention. So you don't need to bag yourself and bag others for making judgments. So I'm going to pass a judgment. This is a bird. It's a sulphur-crested cockatoo. So that's a fact, it's not a judgment. So what is a judgment? It's where you evaluate the facts, so you can classify and then choose how you're going to respond or not respond, or behave or not behave, or act or not act, or do or not do, or make the procedures on a list of something or others, be it a recipe, putting together a website, or indeed, how to get somewhere. So judgments are a cognitive process, i.e. they happen up here in this brain. If it feels like it's the right thing, it's a heart brain. And if it's got emotional garbage attached to it, you'll feel it in your solar plexus, your gut brain. So if you take a look at the 3 brain video and the inner child videos, I'll discuss those 3 areas a little bit more, and when they're all in alignment, then you can judge away and make the right decision. It's really important that you're okay with making judgments, because you need to know the difference between a chicken and a turkey. How do you make the decision? You have to judge one as being a chicken because it meets the requirements of being a chicken. It's a silly example, but it's what it's about, In terms of judgments, what's bad and what's good, for yourself, applying pillar 4, law 0, and being aware of what's going on inside of your body, inside your physical body and your inner body, step 1 and step 2 of pillar 1, correct presence practice, you can sense if there's something that's a little bit off. So if an emotion is there while you're passing a judgment, be aware of the nuances of that. Is it arrogance, which is an emotion? Is it fear? So you're judging someone as a bleep, bleep, bleep because, you're not feeling safe. It's really important that you listen to your judgments, because you might find yourself in a spot of trouble otherwise, And if someone's behavioural actions that are observable and you can, write them down specifically, and you want to call them a jerk, well, perhaps that means they are a jerk. Therefore, the emotions are telling you, and the judgment is telling you, hey, you need to do something here to keep your boundaries intact and keep yourself safe. Judgments are definitely a function of being a human being. And if you observe these birds, you can see them making decisions and judging whether something is safe or not. We're all habit machines. So the most convoluted human path there is the one of spirituality, and it's filled with nonsense, myths, Thou shalt not judge. So if you're feeling like you're judging, step one, pillar one, correct presence practice. Be aware of your body. Be aware of your backside. So you're under your emotions. Be aware of the emotion, label it. Yes, you have to judge it. What sort of emotion is running here? Because that will indicate what sort of message my unconscious mind is giving me in terms of what I need to do or how I need to respond to a situation, a person, or something I'm doing. Is this the right thing to be doing? You need to judge, you need to make a decision. That's why you judge, because that's the head brain. Then you come into your heart, into your presence. The allowing space that allows everything to be, including the judgments and the emotions about the situation that's making you maybe use slightly less than nice words. And be aware of your solar plexus, your tummy, and be aware of the emotions. What's the message here? So, shoulding on yourself and saying that judgment is bad is actually a judgment, isn't it? Common sense. Pillar 9, common sense. If someone doesn't have integrity or they're doing something to transgress you, you do need to judge. Because if you are actually present correctly and in your body and being aware of what's going on in your inner body, you'll be aware of those emotions, even if they're slight, that hey, something fishy is going on here. Something isn't right. This person is being an a-hole or whatever. And just be aware of that. Allow your presence to hold any negative emotions regarding that person, the situation, yourself. Because if you want to live in a place of alignment where you are living in that place of presence, you need to function like a human being. So judgments are not a problem. So don't beat yourself up about judging, because that's a judgment, isn't it? So let's talk about pillar 5, the unconscious mind. The majority of you that thinks and behaves like a 5-year-old and takes everything personally, which is what this whole woke movement's about everybody accepting everybody. Firstly, are you present? Are you aware of your backside, your tummy, your hands, peripheral vision? Are you aware of the emotions, the thoughts, the head chatter? What's it saying? It's not a problem, just be conscious. Be the conscious container in which all these things are happening. So if your head is, oh, that person's this, that and the other, or you're not here and you should be there, and meh, 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 that could be considered to be a judgment. So apply the 9-pillar framework to it. Allowing it. Pillar 1, obviously, correct presence practice. So you're present. You're allowing everything to be as it is, including the judgments. Pillar 2 includes all of you, your chattering head, your judgments. What's the evidence? Be observant, and the clearer you are on the evidence about whatever's external to you, plus whatever is internal with you, including your own baggage around the situation, which may sway the judgment in the wrong way to your detriment or somebody else's or the situation's. Be aware of that. Pillar 4 is law 0. Self-honesty. Yeah, be really honest. I'm judging that person pretty damn harshly. Well, awesome. Now that you're aware of it, you can change it. What are the facts? Pillar 3. Pillar 5, your unconscious mind. Align those 3 brains, your gut, your feeling centre, your heart centre, the unconditional love centre, and your head. If you have concerns or worry or whatever, then that's a sign you really do need to align all 3 centres as you're doing your best to be present. Then you can decide or sit with it and heal it with the inquiry process. And there's 4 pages on that. Judgments are really important because it's a function of having a bag of meat here on planet Earth. It's good to judge people like President Putin, who's committing genocide and needless murder of tens of thousands of people, to call him an a-hole because he's an insane nutbag and he needs, how can you not judge that? But in your heart centre, are you okay in allowing everything to be as it is? Do you actually feel at a deeper level that sense of agape, true unconditional love regarding that individual and what he's doing? I mean, he's a good example to talk about, so that's why I'm talking about him. Yeah, I've got judgments about Putin. Absolutely. Who wouldn't, given what's happened? However, presence is here. The divine, unconditional, loving acceptance is here as well. As I hold the picture of that man in my head and think about the needless genocide and destruction of a country that he has no right to be in. Pillar 6 is community. What sort of community do you have around you? Are they judgmental? Are they safe to be around? It's good to judge if they're not safe to be around because you need to change your behaviour, like get out of there. And this is the structure, Pillar 7, of how we work. You are a human, so don't bag yourself for being a human. That certainly is judgmental and not accepting what is, Pillar 2. And yeah, Pillar 8 is your blind spot, say, things that you're unconscious of, and that we make unconscious judgments about people within the first 5 seconds of meeting them. That's just how we tick. So yeah, there's a lot of judgments going on there, eh? But that's your unconscious mind, your number one safety person, trying to keep you alive and functional and giving you the best life possible. And you won't be aware of those anyway because they're a blind spot. They're below your conscious radar. So we all judge, so don't waste your time on it. Actually use it in accordance with who you are as a person and how to use that in your awakening journey. Yeah. Now, is that Pillar 9 common sense or what? Because it applies in every context, eh? What am I going to have for breakfast? Well, you have to pass a judgment on maybe what you need to do. Maybe you might beat yourself up a bit saying, oh, I'm a little bit overweight. I need to have something that's, either smaller, lighter, more healthy, whatever. Or you might be applying it to something that's happening in your workplace because of dynamics with people or the job situation. And if the emotions are there that are negative, which is making judgments in your head, common sense, Pillar 9. It's who you are. We are designed that way. Just make sure all your 3 brains are aligned. And if people are saying don't judge, it's probably because they're judging you. Because that's what humans do. It's just one of those spiritual fairy tales that are used as a distraction and as a code of conduct in religions. Thou shalt not judge. Well, let's go a layer deeper. What's it saying? Are you holding the divine as you're relating to that person, even if you do think they're a bleep? Would that judgment be based on fact If it is, then it's not really a judgment, is it? But, you know, if you've got some negative emotions going with it, yeah, you can own that one and deal with it later. Or at the situation if your skill set with your presence practice is strong enough. Yeah, judgments. That's a clear sign if someone's going on about judgments that they don't really live in a place of clarity because they're denying who they are as a human being. So I'm Jason at awakenedessence.com. If that stirred you up, what's the emotion? What's your head saying about me? Are you placing a judgment? If so, great. Just be aware of it. You can't change how you function. Ingredient 2, structure. Pillar 2 includes all of you. For that very reason, are you holding that within your presence, your bigger allowing space that allows everything to be? And the word everything is in capital letters and 50-foot high flaming letters because it means just that. Everything. Including the divine, step 4, the nothingness, the impersonal awareness that you truly are, which includes whatever it is you're judging. We are all one. And while we're on this planet, we are all one, because every atom in your body comes from her. So please judge freely, just be conscious of your presence at the same time as best as you can. That's the solution. Nobody ever says that. Why? It's common sense, eh? Be a human who's practicing presence. Therefore you will awaken and you will learn to stabilise in awakening and live a much better life, even while you're judging. Catch you in the next video. My phone number's at the bottom of the page if you want to have a quick chat or ask a question.